Yo, what is up, my peeps? It's your main man Kop here. We are back with another awesome stream for you. Today we're going to be diving back in to some Contradiction. Trying to figure out what happened to that lovely young lady whose name just escaped my mind. We'll see it when we get into the game. Better, let's get at her. Hook back up with Jenks. Last time we found out there might be demons. Or Lisa might just be crazy. So let's pop back in. Yeah, so nobody's talked about Lisa's accusation yet. Let's do this. Let's do our standard walk around. Hey, Jay Storm, how's it going, buddy? Let's get her done. Absolutely. We'll look in the greenhouse. Although there will never be anything in these greenhouses again, I'm convinced of it. Look at the other greenhouse. Either that or we're just going to walk in, there'll be a large pot plant. We gotta get Jenks' steps in, you know. I do believe we've seen everything in here. Yeah, we even used the light last time, so we're good there. We'll check Edenton Village Hall. Oops, wrong way. Okay. Stop getting click happy. And click where you mean to click. just... check out the jetty. Check out the clearing. Yeah, I think we're good. Let's go start asking people about Lisa's accusations.
A few more questions, if you don't mind. Do you know anything about devil worship, Paul?
I beg your pardon?
Devil worship? Satanism?
Am I missing something here?
I heard Atlas had elements of Satanism on the course.
You are misinformed. We're a training company, we're not devil worshippers. What kind of a question is that?
So you've no interest in the occult?
No, Inspector, I have no interest in the occult any more than I have interest in pole vaulting, cheese making, or snake charming. Anything else you want to know that I'm not interested in?
That's fine, thanks.
The dichotomy between Paul and Jenks always just makes me laugh. No truth. Don't think there's anything we can get him on yet. Hey, Samantha, how's it going, buddy? Thanks for copping on by. Yeah, I don't think there's anything we can get him on. Let's keep asking people about it. Ooh, we could check the restaurant, too. Still nothing in the restaurant. That'll come into play one day.
A few more questions, if you don't mind. Have you ever come across anyone interested in or involved with the occult?
As in black magic? No, why?
Atlas don't use occult techniques or anything like that?
Atlas? Not unless Ryan's got a secret he's not telling me about. Why, who's been talking?
Just a line of inquiry. Okay, thanks.
And I don't think there's anything we can get her on.
That's all for the moment. Thank you.
We'll ask Simon and Emma about it.
A couple more questions, if that's okay. What do you know about devil worship?
Devil worship? Where?
At Atlas.
Devil worship at Atlas? No, there's none of that.
Be back later on, if that's okay.
I kind of feel like
Have
Ryan's
you ever
the one to
heard
get with
about
this,
there being devil worship at Atlas?
Devil worship? No. Definitely not. Who said that?
It's just something I heard. Okay, thanks. Okay, that's it for now. Thank you.
because they've all been pretty flat in their denials, so... Been there. Let's go into the atrium. Let's try the door on the right. That's where we saw the doll burning ceremony.
A few more questions, please. Thank you. Has devil worship ever been part of the course, Ryan?
Am I correct in assuming that you have spoken to Lisa Blind?
You would be. She's been telling me all about the Atlas obsession with Satanism, Ryan.
Then if you've met Lisa Blind, then you will have worked out for yourself that she has a very vivid imagination. She also has psychological problems, diagnosed psychological problems, as a matter of fact.
So where did she get the idea that you lot were, devil worshippers?
I really have no idea. The girl is insane. She's frightened of her own shadow, bless her. She actually thinks that demons are possessing her even now. You really can't trust a word she says.
So you are saying there has never been any devil worship at Atlas?
I don't even know what devil worship is, Inspector. It's not something I particularly know anything about. I certainly don't recall anyone ever having worshipped the devil at Atlas. We even tried to help the poor girl by paying for some treatment, but she didn't want it.
Really?
It's not easy to offer someone help when they think that you're the problem.
I got you. I got him. He doesn't know anything about devil worship, but back in the day, where was it? It was under the scrying mirror. Used to read about black magic and satanic rituals. Gotcha.
Aha. So you used to read a lot about voodoo and satanic rituals, but you don't know anything about devil worship?
Well, obviously, I just meant we don't worship the devil. We're not devil worshippers here at Atlas, Inspector. Ridiculous.
But the point is, Ryan, that you claim not to know anything about it, but admitted you were obsessed with it when you were younger. Are you sure none of that made its way onto the Atlas course? And that Lisa isn't basing her beliefs on anything within that course?
Lisa isn't basing her beliefs on anything other than her own imagination, Inspector. Look, we do use some techniques that some students find difficult, disturbing.
What's up, I am
Encourage them to
Girthworm?
see
Thanks
things
for stopping by.
That's all.
Oh,
And some
Johnny!
people simply aren't up to that.
What's
Some
up,
people,
Johnny?
like Lisa. That's why we introduced the aptitude test.
What's the aptitude test?
This. We ask students to fill in an aptitude test, medical history, psychological issues, that kind of thing, any medication that they have used in the past, any medication that they currently are using. Here, take a look.
It's,
Basically, it's just to try and make sure that we don't get another Lisa.
Has it worked?
Oh, touch wood, so far, yes.
Can I keep a copy of this?
It's an FMV murder mystery
How
game
much importance they actually
called
give to
Contradiction.
this test, and what are they doing that's so disturbing anyway?
where we're investigating the suspicious death of Kate Vine in the small English village of Edenton. And we interrogate people and try to find things that are contradictions in what they say.
Thank you. Probably be back later.
Well, let's do our thing. Let's go back to Abbey Farm. And let's ask, because we've got 2 new things.
Ask you a couple more things, please.
Yeah. Oh, you wouldn't know. Ah, there we go.
Do you know anyone who is interested in or involved with devil worship?
Yeah.
You met Lisa.
Which Lisa are you talking about?
Mad Lisa. Lives on her own, doesn't like mirrors.
Yeah, I've met her. You think she's mad?
If you can't look at yourself in the mirror without seeing ghosts, you've got problems, don't you think?
How do you know her?
You came at a really
Came to the
interesting
farm
time,
for some
Johnny.
eggs
You
a
really
couple of
did.
times. Got talking to her once, that's all.
And what did she tell you?
Nothing much. Except she thought the devil was after her.
What did you tell her?
Told her the devil needs a good reason to be after you. But she was just like most people, really, blind to herself, except she was more extreme. That's all madness is. Being blind to yourself.
Thank you. Probably be back later.
Yeah, I know that's Detroit Become Human is another game I really want to play. I have the suspicion I'm going to have to get a new computer before I can play Detroit Become Human, though.
Just a few more questions, if you don't mind. Can you tell me a bit about this, please? It's the Atlas aptitude test.
What do you want to know?
What does it test, exactly?
It's a test we introduced to make sure that any students didn't have any major personality problems, skeletons in the cupboard, so to speak. We introduced it because we had a little bit of a problem with one of the students.
Lisa.
You are well informed.
And
Yep.
what do you
I
think
quite
it
like the
was
story.
that disturbed her?
I believe that the course proved to be too demanding for her. We discovered that she had one or two psychological problems and she couldn't handle it.
And did you change anything else on the course apart from introducing the test?
We increased the entrance age to 21. Well, wasn't much, but it's about the only thing we could do. We didn't want another Lisa. We didn't want students turning around and suing us, did we?
Honestly, I would definitely recommend going back watching the first 2 episodes we did of this, Johnny. It's definitely worth it, because there's a lot that, you know, I can't really summarize real well that we've gone through to get here. Possibly hurt or damaged by hypnosis. And Lisa couldn't handle the techniques.
Aha.
Gotcha.
So nobody has ever been affected by auto-hypnosis, except Lisa.
Hypnosis wasn't the problem, Inspector. Lisa was the problem with Lisa. That's why we introduced the test.
But the hypnosis was the trigger, wasn't it?
Lisa arrived on the course believing we were all devil worshippers. She was nuts to start with. We didn't make her like that.
Well, as far as I can tell, Paul, you've had one student accuse you of devil worship and 2 others commit suicide. Some of your students aren't having a very good time on this course, are they?
Nonsense. Kate was enjoying every minute of it. She couldn't get enough of it.
Really?
She was full of the joys of life. Bubbly, confident, flirty.
With who?
You mean with whom?
With whom?
Pretty much everybody. Including me, as I remember.
Really? And, did you respond?
I don't get into relationships with students, Inspector. Company policy. It's not professional.
Mission that Kate flirted
I
with
remember
him.
that.
There's no way Paul would have turned down an opportunity like that.
Okay. Oh, Kate flirted with Paul. Avoids relationships with students. And... just gotta find it. Where was it? Bought a freedom necklace for a student. Huh. Bought a freedom necklace for a student. Let's keep asking
That's all
people
for the
stuff.
moment, thank you.
I thought for sure that would be a contradiction, but... let's continue asking people stuff.
Ask about a few more things, please.
Do you know anything about this?
It's the aptitude test, isn't it, for Atlas? What do you want to know?
Do you know why it was introduced?
I think they had some trouble with some unsuitable students. I suppose you have to be careful who you work with.
Be back later on, if that's okay. Couple more questions, if that's okay.
Did you do a test before you started at Atlas?
Oh, yeah. It was all just questions about if I had any illnesses or mental health problems or stuff like that, you know. But they didn't actually ask for any proof, so I could have lied through your teeth on that one. Don't think they actually checked.
Interesting.
Thank you. Probably be back later. Have you seen one of these before?
No, not this one exactly, but we had to fill something similar in on the first night at Atlas. One of those aptitude tests, fitness and stuff like that.
Let's pop out to the street.
That's it for the time being, thank you.
I know there's a contradiction there, but I don't see it instantly. So... Avoids relationships with students. There's got to be something there. Hey, Theo, how's it going, buddy? Doing pretty good, just trying to figure out where a contradiction might be. There it is, once tried to date Emma. I knew it was in there somewhere. Gotcha. Gotcha.
A few more questions, please.
Once tried to date Emma. And then avoids relationships with students.
Aha.
Gotcha.
So you avoid relationships with students, except for Emma, who you tried to date.
Oh, come on, Inspector. That was a long time ago.
And what about Kate Vine? Did you try to date her or not?
Oh, don't be so ridiculous, Inspector. Kate was an exceptionally clever girl. She knew exactly what she wanted, and she knew how to get it.
You mean that Kate approached you?
It wouldn't surprise me if she was playing everyone in the group. Kate had more enemies than you'd think. She was a very, very manipulative young woman.
No cheats used.
10 o'clock, it's getting late. I'm gonna have to pick up the pace if I'm gonna solve this by midnight.
Okay. Once again, we'll do our little walkthrough. As we do at the beginning of every hour. So I think what we need to be doing with these walkthroughs more than anything else is just looking for cutscenes, right? Like the mugging and stuff like that. Just looking for some kind of interaction. Like this. Two things fly out of his pocket. Simon must be the most oblivious man on the face of the planet.
Bit careless, Simon. Probably nothing important, but at this stage, I need all the clues I can get.
Drop business card. Dropped keyring. Let's continue our walk, and then we'll start over at the beginning and ask people along the way. See if we can get any other clues so we can ask about all the clues at once. Okay. Go all the way back to the beginning. We'll ask him about stuff.
Ask you a couple more things, please. Recognize this at all?
Yeah, he fixed my laptop.
Does he live locally?
I think so.
Interesting.
Seen this before?
Don't think so.
Thank you, James.
Thank you. Probably be back later. A few more questions, if you don't mind.
Let's ask Paul about this.
Do you know who this is? Dean Hayfield, Aztec.
Sorry, never heard of him. We have some prisoner sort who does our IT. Large guy. No manners.
Okay, so they have their own IT guy, so it wouldn't be them.
Seen this before anywhere?
No.
That's all for the moment. Thank you.
You must think that Jenks just walks around picking up litter and asking people about it. Have you seen this piece of garbage before?
To do with it, tell him about Simon.
I really don't think it's my place, darling.
It is your place here.
I just don't want to tell tales.
Tell him about Simon. You know what happens when you don't do as I say.
So it's going to be that kind of evening, is it?
If you play your cards right.
Only if you deal. Problems? Hello, Inspector. See you later.
Aha! Oromorph liquid.
Well, isn't that interesting?
We have so much to talk to you about, Becky.
A few more questions, if you don't mind. Have you seen this before?
No.
Do you know anything about this?
No, sorry.
The cupboard downstairs. There's a lot of unopened stuff in it.
Is there?
Prescriptions. Made out to you.
Oh, they're just spare painkillers. The chemist always gives us too many. He's a friend of the family.
Wait. Prescription painkillers? Wasn't she like, I never do drugs? Yeah, back with Salvia, she was like, oh, I never poison my body. Yes, doesn't take any drugs or medicines. I got you.
Aha. So, you don't take any medicines except for prescription painkillers.
Well, they're not actually for me, they're Ryan's. For some reason, the chemist always makes them out to my name. He's an old gentleman.
Does Ryan need prescription painkillers?
Yes, he's got arthritis.
Really? He's young to suffer from that, isn't he?
He doesn't have it badly, but he does need medication from time to time.
What medicine is it?
I couldn't tell you, to be honest. Ryan will know.
So Ryan's the one using the prescriptions. I think I might have a word with him, work out exactly what this medicine is. Be back later on, if that's okay.
Let's head on up and talk to Simon and Emma.
A couple more questions, if that's okay. I think you dropped this outside. Someone you know.
Oh, this is just from some IT guy I met. I don't need it.
Enough. I noticed some numbers on the back. Do you need these?
I don't know. What is it?
1905?
Oh, yeah, that's just a pin for something. It's okay, I can remember it.
So not an offshore savings account or anything?
No, it's not important.
You're so guilty when you said that. It's totally important. And it's an offshore account with millions of dollars for killing Kate. No.
Is this yours?
Yeah. That's from my keys. Where did you find that?
Just outside.
Right. Oh, it must have come off when Nathan dropped my keys off. He was borrowing my car.
That's very trusting.
Yeah, I suppose it is. I am a bit too trusting, really. It's a new car as well.
Wait. We're going to ask about this, but we're going to go back to that new car, because he has a bike or something, I think.
Did you know about Ryan's arthritis?
Ryan? He's got arthritis?
Apparently.
Oh, I didn't know. I hadn't noticed he had any problems.
Owns a new car. And bike is the only way Simon can get to work. Killing it today. Killing it!
So the bike's the only way you can get to work, yes?
Yeah.
What's wrong with the car?
I can't drive the car yet, can I? I don't have my license.
Right.
I got a windfall from an insurance payout. Just figured I'd buy something sensible with it straight away instead of wasting the money.
What was the insurance payout?
It was for a laptop. It got stolen down at Atlas.
At Atlas?
Well, they didn't break in. I think they just walked in and took it. The laptop was in a storeroom, but I think the lock was broken, to be honest.
Doesn't sound like they're taking their security very seriously.
Actually, it got a lot better after that.
I think I'll check it anyway.
Must have been a very nice laptop to be able to buy a car with the insurance. Or a very cheap car.
Yeah.
Might have to have a talk with Ryan
point.
about his security measures.
Let's
Okay,
ask
that's
Emma
it for
about
now.
our clues.
Thank you.
Have you seen this before?
Nope. Sorry, never heard of him.
What do you know about this?
This is Simon's. I bought this for him when we were on holiday. Has he lost it?
He dropped it.
He can't keep anything.
Let's ask about arthritis.
Did you know about Ryan Rand's arthritis?
Arthritis? I didn't think Ryan had arthritis.
Did you know about Simon's laptop being stolen?
Yeah, because it had all my college work on it, which I hadn't backed up or saved. Not that it mattered much, but I did buy a new one. And Simon uses it now. When I let him.
Thank you. Probably be back later.
Let's go to Atlas and talk to Ryan about all this stuff that we know now. I didn't think there'd be anything in there.
A few more questions, please. Thank you.
Know anything about this?
No, I don't. I'm sorry. We have our own IT chap. Lovely chap, in fact. Fat and sweaty, though. It's like a double act, doesn't it?
Have you seen this before?
No, sorry.
Do you know what the medicine in the cupboard at the pub is for?
You'd better ask Rebecca about that. I'm not exactly sure what's in there. She tends to keep her wares under lock and key. Do you know, our wedding night was quite a surprise.
Tell me about your arthritis.
Oh, you found out about that. Well, yes, I'm old before my time.
That's very unlucky to have it so young.
Well, I take a lot from life, Inspector, and sometimes life likes to give you a little bit back. I mean, it's not too bad, it's not too debilitating. It's mainly some in my right hand, some in my left hand. It's not particularly a problem. Makes it difficult to hold small things, though.
What do you take for it?
I get a prescription painkiller.
How often do you need that?
Not often, as and when. I keep some here, I keep some at home. It's not a problem.
Keep some here. Huh. But didn't you say about salvia? Doesn't allow drugs or alcohol on the premises? Oh, doesn't keep any medicines on site. Gotcha.
So, you don't keep any medicines on site at Atlas?
No.
Except your prescription painkillers?
Well, these are not available to the students.
But they are kept on site?
Yes, but they're locked away. They're kept in the storeroom. Nobody would have access to them.
You're sure about that?
Absolutely sure.
And what are the painkillers, Ryan?
They're painkillers. Just painkillers. Normal painkillers.
Paracetamol, codeine, morphine.
Well, all right, they're morphine tablets, yes.
Oh, really?
Oh, come on, Inspector. I know what you're thinking, but there's no way Kate could have had access to them.
Because they're in the storeroom?
Well, not just that. She wouldn't have even known about them, or where they were.
Sure about that?
Yes.
So it is morphine Ryan's taking. The pieces are starting to come together. Now I just have to work out how Kate got hold of it. If it was Ryan's morphine she got hold of course.
Were you at Atlas when Simon's laptop was stolen?
Oh, I believe I was, yes. It was taken from the storeroom in the hallway.
Was it ever recovered?
No, we didn't catch anyone. We're quite exposed out here. Somebody could just have wandered along the lanes, seen into the storeroom. It's not particularly secure. They could have been in and out within minutes. That's why we advise people to keep their valuables with them. You can't be too careful these days, Inspector.
But you just said that you keep your morphine pills in the storeroom and it's secure. Nobody could get into it.
Aha. So the storeroom isn't particularly secure, yet you keep your morphine tablets in there. I thought you said no one could get access to the morphine, but they could, quite easily, couldn't they, Ryan?
I didn't mean that storeroom. I meant a different storeroom. I keep them in there.
Okay. So where was it locked up?
It's upstairs. It's got a combination lock on it. Nobody could have access to it except me and Dad. Nobody.
I might have a look at that if you don't mind.
Don't mind at all.
A combination locked room, I see. Well, I might have a look around for that. See how secure and combination locked it really is.
Indeed. Let's go have a look.
Thank you. Probably be back later.
I love it when new locations open up. That's some awfully noisy stairs. Got a private room. It said it has a combination lock on it. Because there was numbers on the back.
Welcome to the Mirror Room. This exercise is all about identifying the difference between the image one presents to the world and one's real self, which lies deep in our unconscious. As you move through the network of mirrors, practice seeing yourself as a stranger. The more you separate from your persona, the more aware you will become of your true desires and ambitions. Chant with us. I am free from my image. I am free from my past. I am free from myself. I am free from my image. I am free from my past. I am free from myself. I am free from my image. I am free from my past. I am free from myself. This exercise involves the use of liberation masks. You have now completed Module 1. Module 2 covers boundary testing, threshold testing, and extreme testing. Please read the notes carefully before attempting the module.
The Atlas Mirror Room. Well, since we're here, let's go ask Ryan about it, and then we can start asking our way up the block again.
Ask you a couple more things, please. Can you tell me what you know about the mirror room upstairs?
Oh, you found that then. Well, it's very similar to the costumes, Inspector. It's designed to help the students look at themselves differently.
And what do you do with the mirrors?
You look at yourself, Inspector. You look at yourself until you start seeing yourself as others do. And you don't see yourself as you do anymore. It really, the idea is that you can see yourself eventually in any way you wish.
So why in a locked room?
To make sure you're not distracted, that's all.
How often is it used?
Not often, a few times a month. Some students find it useful, some don't.
Sounds like auto-hypnosis to me, I wonder. Yeah, I think we need more information before we can get him on anything.
That's all for the moment, thank you.
Let's go back here and work our way up again. I don't think James will know about the mirror room, but we'll ask.
Just a few more questions, if you don't mind.
Yep. No
Be
questions.
back later on, if that's okay. Ask about a few more things, please. When did Ryan begin to suffer from arthritis?
Ryan doesn't suffer from arthritis.
Really?
The only thing that Ryan suffers from is a pathetic inability to deal with any kind of discomfort. He pulled his back sometime last year. Since then, he's going around telling everybody he suffers from arthritis.
I thought he had medication for it.
Oh, he only has medication because his GP, who is almost as dysfunctional as he is, keeps prescribing it for him.
So you don't believe he really has arthritis?
Not at all.
What, didn't Ryan say the arthritis was in his right hand, not his back?
And what do you know about Simon's laptop being stolen from Atlas?
No, I wasn't happy about it.
What did you do about it?
Ryan paid a con man to install a complicated CCTV system at twice the price that it would probably have cost. Seemed to do the trick, though. We haven't had a theft since.
Can you tell me about the room with the mirrors at Atlas? The one with the combination lock?
How did you get in there?
I was given the code for the combination.
By Ryan?
Well, nobody else is allowed to know the code, are they?
And not in theory.
So how is the room used on the course, then?
It's a meditation room where the students can reflect on themselves, literally.
And what about the CD?
That helps too. It's part of the program.
So you send the students into the room, they put the CD on, they stare into the mirrors. And how long does this last for?
Until the CD finishes or they fall asleep. What else would you like to know?
What did he say about auto-hypnosis? Yeah, auto-hypnosis is not used in the course anymore. But the CD in the mirror room is used on the course. Oh, that should have worked. Mirror room is used for meditation.
Thank you. Probably be back later.
Let's ask Becky.
Couple more questions, if that's okay?
Do you know anything about a locked room at Atlas with mirrors in it?
Not off the top of my head, no. I think that's a question for Ryan.
That's it for the time being, thank you.
There's nothing new in the restaurant. Okay.
A few more questions, please.
Do you know about the mirror room at Atlas?
Yeah.
What's it used for?
Well, it's mainly for the auto-hypnosis module. You go in and you stare into the mirror and you go into a trance. Then, when you're ready, you come back out.
So you just go in whenever you want to?
Oh, no. There's certain times when you're allowed in, and only they know the combinations anyway, so you can't really get in.
But you don't know the combination?
No.
Doesn't know the combination to the mirror room. Wrote his pin on the back of the card. Come on, yeah! Gotcha.
So you didn't know the combination to the locked mirror room?
Nope.
Except you'd written it down, hadn't you? This is the combination to the mirror room, Simon, that you wrote. It isn't a pin, it's a combination.
Yeah.
You see, this sort of thing makes me suspicious, Simon. What were you doing in there that you didn't want anyone, including me, to find out?
It's just part of the course, isn't it? I just wanted to go in there when I was ready.
On your own? You didn't give the number to anyone else?
No.
Simon, there was morphine kept in that room that might have played a part in Kate Vine's death. Did Kate have the number?
Yes, okay. We both went in.
Together?
We were trying to outdo each other. We both tried some morphine.
What do you mean, trying to outdo each other?
It's part of the course. To see how far you can push yourself. To see if you could do something you wouldn't normally do.
When was this?
A few months ago.
How often did you try it?
Only that once. I'd never do it again.
How about Kate?
I don't know. Sorry.
So that's how Kate got the morphine. But what exactly does this testing involve? Could this have been what killed Kate? 11 o'clock. Just an hour left to solve this thing.
Well, let's do our walk. It's a new hour. Cutscene. Best check these greenhouses, because if we're going to find evidence, that's where we're going to find it. Not like we're going to stumble over it when we go and ask them questions.
So James is interested in poppy pods, is he? I think he's got some explaining to do.
Poppy pods, as in type that they get morphine from? Huh. I mean, we're right here. Like, let's ask him.
Ask you a couple more things, please. What can you tell me about several boxes of dried poppy pods in the greenhouse back there?
Feel free to take some if you want.
What are they for, James?
Decoration? Why?
Decoration.
There's a big market for them among the over 70s.
So what are you doing with them?
Selling them to grannies.
Okay, James, let's just cut to the chase. Are you extracting opium from them?
Me? I can honestly say I've never done anything like that, Inspector.
Sure about that?
Scout's honour.
And who was the guy delivering them?
A friend. Someone gave them to him. He asked me if I wanted them. I said I'd have a look and see if I liked them.
You just thought you'd have a look? No particular reason?
I'm a plant scientist, that's what I do.
Have you ever sold them to anyone else?
I only got them a few minutes ago.
In the past. You know Kate's body had opium in the blood when it was found?
No, I didn't. Hey, that's nothing to do with me.
Let's hope not. Thank you. Probably be back later.
I do not know. I want to complete the walk and make sure we've got all the info before we start interrogating the main suspects, so... Like I say, the main thing we're looking for is scenes at this point. Let's check up here. Village Hall. A scene.
Just keep pushing. Just keep pushing. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. You can push it all the way in, Tom, if you want to. Excellent, Tom.
Excuse me. Would someone care to tell me exactly what's going on here?
Don't come any closer.
That man needs a doctor.
No, he doesn't.
I don't need a doctor. I'm fine. Go away.
What is this?
A test.
Of what?
What does it look like? It's a threshold test. A pain threshold test. I thought, you were supposed to be good at working things out. Inspector Jenks.
Threshold
and
test.
So this would be for Atlas, would it? Kyle?
You disappear now.
It's not a good idea to talk to a police inspector like that.
Do you want me to make you?
It's okay, Tom. Mr. Jenks won't be bothering us anymore.
Don't make any rash commitments.
They talked about threshold testing on that CD.
Well, well. You really should take more care of your things, Ryan. Is your keys, Kyle?
No.
So that's threshold testing, is it? Sticking a skewer through your hand? I could just ask Ryan or Paul directly about this, but I think I'll bide my time. See what I can do with this key fob first.
Yeah, remember Ryan's car. I told you I was gonna get in that car. Knew it.
Bingo. Well, Ryan, what have you been up to? Be very interesting to see how he explains this one.
That's the blackmail money. Okay. We've got so much to do here. Before I talk to either Paul or Rand, or he's a really cheap hitman. Could be too. I want to go and talk to Simon and Emma just to clear them off, and then we'll pop back and we'll make our way along again.
A few more questions, if you don't mind. Odd question, but have you ever seen anyone handling dried poppy pods?
Poppy pods? As in, for opium? No. Though James did have opium tea once, I think.
Where did he get it from?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't ask. James does his own thing.
What does opium tea taste like?
But I don't know. I didn't try it.
Really?
I didn't want to risk it, did I? But I went to hospital once. I had codeine and I went into anaphylactic shock. The doctor said it was an opium derivative, apparently, so...
But you know what else is an opium derivative? Morphine. If you're allergic to opiates, how could you possibly have taken morphine with Kate?
Aha. You and Kate took morphine in the mirror room. That's what you said, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you're allergic to opiates, Simon. Opium. You didn't take the morphine at all, did you?
Well, no, I didn't. Kate did, though.
I thought you were trying to outdo each other. That was the point, wasn't it?
We weren't trying to outdo each other as such.
Go on.
Ryan wanted me to test Kate. To see how far she would go to be prime candidate.
What candidate?
Prime candidate. It means the best person in the group, basically.
What do you mean, test her?
But you do it in pairs. One person's the tester, it's me, and the other person's the...
victim?
Well, it's not like that. It's completely consensual. It's just boundary testing. Ryan wanted me to test Kate.
Because they thought she was the best student?
Well, maybe. I don't know. I just did what I was told, okay?
Except you decided to give her morphine. To break the law.
Well, I can't change that now, can I? She didn't die of a morphine overdose, did she?
She died because she drowned. But she drowned for reasons that aren't clear.
Atlas seemed to have this all neatly worked out. If Simon's telling the truth, Atlas are lighting the fuse and then retiring to a safe distance, letting students test themselves and push themselves to their limits while avoiding all comeback. Is this what happened to Kate?
Might just be. They might have killed Kate. Let's talk to Emma. She's always good for
that's all for
some
the moment.
answers.
Thank you.
Oh, wow, we haven't even asked her about the mirror room yet.
Do you know about the mirror room at Atlas?
Mirror room. No, I heard about it, but I think it was only for the students later on in the course. Something like that.
Strange question. Have you ever known of anyone selling dried poppy pods?
Poppy pods? Don't think so. Isn't that opium?
Kind of. It's okay. Do you know what a prime candidate is at Atlas?
Yes, it's what every student wants to be. It's the best student. Apparently you get a great high-paid job afterwards. I don't think that really happens, though.
Did you know anyone in the running to be prime candidate?
What, like Simon? I don't think they picked Simon, to be honest. Well, he's got too many morals, and you can't have both at Atlas.
Oh dear, I think your boyfriend there has fewer morals than you think he does.
Be back later on, if that's okay.
Again, I want to ask everybody else about stuff like this before I ask Paul and Ryan. So we'll go ask Becky and James. And then we'll ask Paul and then Ryan.
A few more questions, if you don't mind. What do you know about poppy pods?
Go on.
Ever come across anyone trying to sell them or anything like that? Maybe even in here?
Not that I remember.
You looked really relieved when I asked you about that.
Do you know what a prime candidate is?
At Atlas, it's the best student.
And what does that mean?
It means they get a guaranteed job with a very good salary. Well, that's the idea anyway.
But?
Mostly they aren't up to it.
And what happens then?
They get sacked.
Okay, that's it for now. Thank you. Couple more questions, if that's okay.
Well, there's nothing
Thank
to
you.
ask him just a
Probably
moment.
be back later.
So let's go ask Paul.
A few more questions, please. Thank you.
What do you know about poppy pods?
Poppy pods?
Ever come across anyone selling them, using them?
No.
Now, why do you think Ryan might want to give Kate a cheque for £500?
I've really no idea. Where did you find it?
Just outside.
You better ask him.
You think Ryan was interested romantically in Kate?
I know he has a weakness for blondes, but I didn't think it had gone so far as his offering them cash.
Just his delivery. It's so deadpan. Reminds me of that guy from Star Wars, the Emperor.
What are prime candidates?
The best of the bunch. The peaches.
And so what does it mean to be a prime candidate?
Success. We have a special relationship with many major international companies. We provide them with our best students. And they get an instant job.
And what do you get out of it?
Well, it's a little kickback. It's just
Alan
business,
Rickman, yes.
Inspector.
Hans Gruber. Mr. McLean.
Thank you. Probably be back later.
Again, I don't think there was anything I could get him on. Let's go talk to Ryan. You know, I haven't double-checked this in a couple hours. We best actually look. Just to make sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah, we've done this. Just thought I'd check. See if there's anything going on in here now. Stairs. That's a long answer, Theo. I don't think there's been a doctor that I haven't liked. I mean, for most people, their favorite Doctor Who is usually the first one that they watched. And for me, that was the third Doctor, John Pertwee. So if you put a gun to my head, I'd probably pick him. But also Tom Baker, because Tom Baker just is the Doctor. You know what I mean? Like, even to this day, he just is Doctor Who. But yeah, I really like Matt Smith and David Tennant from the current iteration. But I've liked all of them, like I say.
Ask you a couple more things, please. Know anything about poppy pods? Come across anyone selling them or anything?
Poppy pods? Well, don't tell anyone, Inspector, but I hear that you can make opium out of those. Why do you ask?
Doesn't matter.
So confused. Oh, now we're getting to the nitty-gritty.
Would you like to explain what this is, please, Ryan? £500 intended for Kate. It fell out of your car. At least I assume that's your car on the driveway at Brandon House.
I suppose so.
So why were you going to give Kate £500, Ryan?
It was just a little incentive, that's all. Just a little incentive.
Not very little, Ryan. £500.
She was a very good student. We heard that she was leaving. We wanted to give her something.
But you didn't.
Well, obviously not.
Are you sure there wasn't any other reason you might want to give her this? Personal reason?
No!
Well, I'd like to keep hold of this for a little while, if you don't mind.
Well, don't consider it a bribe, will you, Inspector?
Yes. He actually met her filming an episode of Doctor Who called The Doctor's Daughter. She's the daughter of the fifth Doctor, Peter Davison.
Now, tell me what a prime candidate is.
You're learning a lot, aren't you, Inspector? Prime candidates are simply the best students, the ones with the most potential.
And what benefits do they get from that?
Well, they get the top job.
Which is?
Well, we have a deal with various multinationals. We train students to be exceptional, truly exceptional. And they get a wonderful top job. It's a very simple deal.
And how do you decide who the prime candidate is? Do you test students?
No.
Did you ever, say, ask Simon to test Kate, for instance?
Oh, you've actually been speaking to Simon, haven't you? I really wouldn't trust anything that Simon Thompson says. You know, he spent the best part of 2 months trying to undermine Kate. No. Now, Simon Thompson, it really isn't my place to speculate, but if you're looking for motives, Inspector, he certainly had a few motives. More than I.
A motive to kill her, do you mean?
Now, that's very interesting, Inspector. Well, that's up to you to decide.
But wait, he says students aren't tested, but there was something on that CD in the mirror room. Yeah, there was a thing in the mirror room about boundary testing. Okay, let's just look through things again. Certain that that's what we're looking for. Something about testing. There we go. Students aren't coerced or bribed in any way. Money was meant as a little incentive for Kate. Yeah!
So, students aren't coerced or bribed in any way, except Kate.
I'm not sure what you mean.
You said you were going to give Kate the £500 as an incentive. That's coercion, isn't it?
I really don't think you could call it coercion, Inspector. It was an incentive, that's all, a little encouragement.
So, how often do you use incentives?
Okay, incentive is probably the wrong word. The money was just to see how Kate would respond. It was part of her assessment.
Assessment?
We have to assess students as they progress. We don't use conventional methods like sitting an exam or anything like that. People pay for this course per session. We have to know if they're committed or not.
So you're assessing their progress and testing their commitment?
Yes, we are. We have to. This is a business, not a charity.
So Ryan's claiming the money was part of Kate's assessment. And did this assessment also involve threshold testing, I wonder? Or was the money for something else?
Yeah, that's a really good theme. I admit it. All of the ones that they've had so far have been really good. I honestly couldn't pin a favorite theme, because there've been so many really good ones. Like Colin Baker's stuff, especially his later stuff, was superb. Students aren't tested, but he gave Kate the money to test and assess her.
Aha.
Gotcha.
Well, which one is it, Ryan? Do you test students or not?
Well, some of them, yes.
Including Kate?
Yes.
Why was she being tested?
She was being tested because we wanted to see if she was good enough to become prime candidate, okay?
So Kate was in the running to be prime candidate?
Yes!
And did you ask Simon to test her?
Yes, I did. But I didn't ask him to do anything stupid. He knew it was against course rules.
How far did you ask him to push her?
I didn't ask him to push her. I asked him to test her. There's a huge difference! If Simon decided to give her too much caffeine or morphine or whatever, that's his responsibility. So if he did anything wrong, it was his own responsibility. He did it with his own mind and his own hand. We had nothing to do with it!
Midnight, and still no suspect, unless you count everyone I've interviewed. It's no surprise that Ryan wants to avoid any suggestion of being responsible for Kate's death, but I wonder if the man protests just a little too much.
Oh, man. Let's go for our walk. It's a new hour. We'll go for our walk and try and figure it out. Looking for those cutscenes to give us clues. Although I do think we probably have something new to test, to ask about. We do, but first we're going to go on our walk. Alright. Let's go back to the farm and start asking people about prime candidates. I mean, I'm certain James won't know anything, but, you know, we gotta ask.
Just a few more questions, if you don't mind.
Never
That's all
mind.
for the moment, thank you.
But yeah, Theo, if you look at some of the stuff for, like, from the Trial of the Time Lord season, that had some insanely good musical score to it.
Ask about a few more things, please. Was Kate a prime candidate?
Well, as Ryan has probably already told you, yes, she was.
Did you ask Simon to test her?
Yes, it's company policy. Leaders don't get involved.
And it covers your back, of course.
And nobody knows the students better than they do, Inspector. It's much better to let them just work it out among themselves.
It isn't very professional to force students to test each other to the point where one of them gets killed, Paul.
We don't force students to do anything that they don't want to do, Inspector.
So you don't force them into being tested?
No, we don't encourage anybody to hurt or offend anybody else here.
You don't use threshold testing, for instance?
No. If Simon Thompson went too far with Kate, that's his responsibility, not ours. He's the one you should be speaking to, if truth be told. I don't trust him myself.
Gotcha! I knew it.
You say you don't endorse threshold testing, that's the phrase, isn't it?
Yes.
Except you do, Paul, because you told me that the students use that CD in the mirror room. I've listened to that CD, and it very clearly mentions threshold testing. You keep batting this away, Paul. We don't really use hypnosis. The students aren't really tested, but I am this close to launching a full-scale investigation.
Look, we get a kickback from these students, and they have to be exceptional. Of course we have to test them. That doesn't mean we do anything illegal. What do you think we do? Bump off the ones we don't like?
Well, that depends on how far you push them, doesn't it?
Well, we certainly don't kill them. Nobody here wanted Kate dead.
I'm sure they didn't. But what do you expect, Paul, when you put students under that much pressure?
She was a very, very valuable student. She was worth a lot to the business.
Really? And how much would that be?
Well, if you really want to know, 50 grand.
She was worth 50 grand?
Yes.
What, you were selling her?
Of course we were selling her. You don't get this, do you? We make perfect employees. Month after month. That's all we do.
What do you mean, perfect employees?
What big business needs, Inspector, more than anything else, is none of this altruistic, goody-goody crap. What we look for is people with ambition, no ethics, push, greed is good, all right? We don't deal with all this comfort stuff. The survival of the fittest. That's all there is. There's no higher purpose, no big plan. There's nothing at the end of the rainbow, except what you have and you can enjoy in the here and now.
And what do you enjoy now, Paul?
You're gonna have to excuse me, Inspector. I'm a very busy man. I've got work to do.
I'll see myself out.
You are evil, sir. Evil.
Lovely man, your father.
Shut the gate on your way out.
He's doing his level best to shut this place down. Get rid of him.
He's a policeman. We can't just...
You sort this, Ryan. You man up and you sort it. Tonight.
Sounds like he just ordered a hit to me.
That doesn't sound good. Two totally morally bankrupt men are plotting to get rid of me. It's midnight. I don't have any backup, and I don't even have a mobile phone. This is potentially quite bad. And what's Kyle got to do with it? I think I might make my way over to Atlas while Ryan isn't there. Maybe lock myself in.
Let's continue to ask people.
Couple more questions, if that's okay. Did you know Kate Vine was a prime candidate?
No.
Okay, then.
Be back later on, if that's okay. A few more questions, please. How do you think you'd have reacted if you'd found out that Kate had been chosen to be prime candidate?
Is that... Was she?
I'm just asking how you think you'd react.
I don't know. I wouldn't react in any way, really. I'm not bothered. I don't think she was, though.
What makes you think that?
Well, it's just an impression I got. You know, she's a bit flaky, to be honest. She's just not really prime candidate material.
I was thinking, why would she be tested if she couldn't be prime candidate? But
thank you.
Ask
Probably
Emma.
be back later.
Do you know whether Kate was in the running to be prime candidate or not?
I don't, but I do think she would have been chosen just because she was, you know, Kate.
You didn't discuss it with Kate?
No. No, she never talked about Atlas.
That's it for the time being. Thank you.
I think that might have been kind of a hint. Go to Atlas while Ryan's not there.
Damn. I suppose it was too much to hope that Ryan had left the place open.
That's that guy who was drunk before.
Prove to me that you're man enough to do this, Kyle, and then you can deal with that ridiculous police inspector.
What is this? What the hell? Scotland Yard, not hell. Hello, Ryan.
Hello, Inspector. What are you doing here?
Inspecting. So, come on. Let's have it.
I don't think you'd understand, Inspector. The best thing that you can do is turn around, go away, and leave us to it.
Knife.
What?
That knife gives me a perfect right to stick my nose in, investigate, and interfere.
This is all part of the Atlas course. It's a physical endurance exercise.
Drop the knife. The knife, Kyle!
Kyle.
Drop it!
Drop it.
Not looking 100% brilliant for you, Ryan.
Oh, please, Inspector, you've poked your nose into Atlas's affairs enough times to know that imaginative flair is part of the course's success. Our lessons are reinforced by a unique emotional experience.
Terror?
It's an extremely evocative tool.
Well, it's a good job you're not in charge of the national curriculum.
Now look, Inspector, I know what you're trying to do. I know what you're thinking. But believe me, Atlas had nothing to do with the deaths of those people.
Eyewitness account of a satanic sacrifice in the woods. That's not what we call circumstantial evidence, Ryan.
Simon. Now, I saw Simon walking home with Kate last Friday after the meeting. Now, Simon had some strange idea that he was in the running to become prime candidate. Well, a knob of butter has more chance of becoming Prime Minister. Oh, wait.
So are you telling me that
Simon killed her? Well, it seems reasonable. It's likely, isn't it?
any more likely than you, Ryan? Pig! I know. Police brutality.
Got him.
It's all right. You okay? You save someone from being sacrificed, and that's the thanks you get. If that wasn't an occult ceremony, I don't know what is. The Rands have been lying all along. But what's Simon going to say about Ryan's accusation?
Let's find out. Let's ask Emma first.
Ask you a couple more things, please. Did Simon mention walking home with anyone after the meeting last Friday?
No, he just came home. Why?
He didn't mention walking home with Kate?
No, definitely not.
Thank you. Probably be back later. What would you say if I said it's been suggested that you were seen walking home with Kate after Atlas last Friday?
What? By who?
The same person who suggested that you wanted Kate out of the picture because you found out she was in the running to be prime candidate.
What? Who said that?
Just a question.
I didn't think I was in the running. It was Ryan, wasn't it?
I am in no position to say.
It was Ryan.
Simon, calm down.
No, I can prove it. Kate's driving licence, give it to me.
Why?
Kate's driving licence, please. See that pattern on the tape there? Let me show you something. See this pattern? Now look at that.
Same.
It's the same pattern. This has come from the same roll of tape as this.
So?
So there's only one person that's taped like that. Ryan. He gave me this piece of tape when I was in his office once. Why has Kate's driving licence got a piece of Ryan's tape on it?
I have no idea, Simon.
Where did you find it?
Oh, by the lake.
Well, it's obvious, isn't it? Ryan was testing her. He was doing a boundary test to see how much she would do, how far she would go to be a prime candidate. But it all went wrong. Okay. It's one of the things we do at the course, right? You give something that's important to you to someone else, then they go and hide it somewhere. It's to teach you to not be bothered when you lose something that's important to you, all right? Kate gives her driving licence to Ryan. Ryan goes and hides it somewhere down the lake. Kate finds out, she goes down looking for it, probably drunk, and she falls in.
I'm afraid I find that a bit far-fetched, Simon.
It makes perfect sense if you know anything at all about how Atlas works.
But Simon, if you got the tape from Ryan, Kate could have got it from him.
He told me he doesn't lend it out.
He lent it to you.
But I didn't kill her. Do a lab test on the card. His DNA will be all over it.
And what if yours is all over it?
It won't be. I didn't kill her. I'm sorry. Just give me a minute. I need some painkillers.
Where did he go in such a hurry? Is he trying to act as suspiciously as possible?
We can't enter Atlas. Oops. Maybe he went to the pub?
A few more questions, if you don't mind.
Have you seen patterned tape like this anywhere before?
Oh, Ryan's got some. I know, because I borrowed it.
When was that?
A couple of months ago?
Have you still got it?
I don't think so. I haven't seen it since then.
She taped over the broken window.
Aha.
Gotcha!
You last saw that sticky tape 2 months ago, is that correct?
Yes.
So how come you used it last week to tape over the broken window outside? That's the same tape.
Well, I must have been mistaken.
You see, the reason I'm asking is that it's exactly the same tape that was found attached to Kate's driving license, found at the scene. The tape that only Ryan has. Ryan, and of course, you.
So what are you saying?
Who's got the tape now? Do you know where it is?
No. No, I don't know where it is. Why are you asking me about this tape?
You seem nervous, Rebecca. Is there a problem?
Well, you're practically accusing me of having something to do with that woman's murder, aren't you?
I wasn't accusing you of anything, Rebecca. Unless there's something you'd like to tell me.
No, I wouldn't like to tell you anything.
Okay, well, that's fine. Obviously, we'll be swabbing everyone in the area for DNA, so if anything comes up on Kate's license, DNA traces.
What'll come up? Nothing will come up. Right, I've had enough. I've got to get back.
Rebecca! Would you like to explain to me exactly what is going on?
Which bit? The fact that some leggy bitch was trying to steal my husband?
I think you had better tell me what you know, Rebecca.
Okay. You want to know what I know? Kate Vine seduced my husband and was going to blackmail him. Not only did she sleep with him, that whore did it just for his money, our money.
How did you work that out?
I heard her. I knew it was her arguing with Emma Bowman. Emma was trying to talk her out of it.
And how did she come to be at the lake?
She dropped that driving license thing when she came in. She was drunk. She dropped her bag. I took it out to the woods and stuck it over the lake. Then I waited for her. When she came out, I told her where it was, said someone had just run off into the woods with it.
You led her to the lake.
She was reaching out over the lake to get it. I didn't do anything. She just fell in.
But you let her drown.
It was dark. I couldn't see anything. I couldn't help her.
Really? Did you try, Rebecca?
Well, it was too late. She was just flapping about in the water. It was pathetic. She was making these gurgling sounds.
And what did you do?
I got a big stick. I just pushed her down with it until she stopped. Well, she was dead anyway. What did it matter?
You killed her, Rebecca.
She slept with my husband.
She didn't, Rebecca.
What do you mean?
You got the wrong girl.
Who? Emma. It was Emma.
Rebecca Rand, I am arresting you for the murder of Kate Vine.
You do not have to say anything, but anything you do say may be taken down and will be used in evidence against you. Do you understand?
I mean, she had that kind of...
Yes.
I'm a dominatrix, I don't care about anything vibe,
So,
but...
it appears that Kate Vine's death was a tragic case of mistaken identity. But there are some loose threads here. What was Ryan doing with Kyle and that girl in the woods? What if I hadn't interrupted? And what really happened to Liam last year? It seems I've only scratched the surface of Atlas and the Rand business empire. Trying to find out about Paul Rand's past is like peering into dense fog. He gives nothing away and covers his tracks with military efficiency. However, what is known is that Paul Rand has a lot of connections in high places. Politicians, celebrities, business leaders. Perhaps James Wilson's ideas weren't too wide of the mark after all.
Look at
I get the feeling there's still a lot more to learn about the Rand business empire.
You're gonna have to excuse us. Atlas is closed for the moment, but we'll be open again very soon. Thank you for your interest.
Wow, that was awesome. That was super awesome. Oh, they left so much of a door open for a sequel too. God, I hope the sequel comes out. That was so awesome. Guys, thanks for sharing this with me. I hope you enjoyed it. I really do. That was absolutely amazing. Wow. I'm just kind of gonna let the credits play because it deserves it. The game deserves the credits. Because everybody involved with this game did amazingly, and it's a Kickstarter game. So you gotta love that. I would really love it if there was a sequel. If there ever is, we are definitely gonna play it. Oh, I'm glad, J-Storm. I'm glad. I hope your wife enjoys it as much as we did. So. Game completed with no cheats, and we only had to call Chief once. I'm so proud that we only had to get one tip. Yeah, now I have to go to Steam and go leave a review. So, all right, everybody, that's it for today. We'll be back over on the Warcraft channel later on, probably doing some Mythic Plus. So, all right, take care, everybody. We'll see you next time. Peace. Kop out.